Hello and welcome to the product webinar about update of our SaaS solution Safetica NXT. I hope everyone could see my screen and we can start our session. My name is Marek Haleš and I'm SaaS Growth Manager in Safetica, and I'm presenting this webinar together with David Klima, our SaaS Product Manager. With this webinar we are aiming approximately for 45 minutes plus Q&A at the end of the webinar. You can submit your questions via the app under the tab Questions. With Safetica NXT, we are focusing on rapid deployment, which is resulting in great time to value ratio. This means all the deployment is really fast and you can start collecting data since day one. Safetica NXT is a SaaS solution and we are leveraging this fact to the maximum, so no hardware or IT stuff is needed. We are also focusing to discovery and protection scenarios with simplified by machine learning as much as possible. Safetica NXT is from beginning multi-tenant and it is MSP ready with pay-as-you-go model. For the monthly billing, we recently added the yearly billing. First new feature which we would like to introduce is self-managed mode. We had the demand for this mode, so in last year we made a successful pilot and we decided to bring the self-managed mode to all partners. With self-managed mode, you will get the best from both worlds, from Next and from One. It offers best-in-class privacy. This means that data are only visible to the customers. Manage mode can be used for pre-configuration and for managing trials. Then the manage mode can be disabled. And all customers will be visible in the central hub portal, and doesn't matter whether it's managed or self-managed customer. Second highly expected feature is protection mode, dynamic DLP. Digital workspaces are changing and Safetica NXT keeps up with those changes and dynamically adjusts protected perimeter, and this results in low maintenance. In Safetica NXT, we have three types of alerts. In silent detection, data are detected without users knowing anything. Second step is notifying users about possible regulatory risk. And finally, we have full block for top sensitive data from leaving. The dynamic DLP will be available only for Windows now, and in macOS will be implemented in following 2 or 3 months. Now I will pass words to David and he will show you the product itself.
Okay, thank you, Marek, for a quick intro. Hi, everyone. I will just activate my screen sharing. Yeah, so Marek, could you just give me thumbs up that you can see my screen, please?
Yes, we can.
Perfect. Okay, so I will guide you through the demo next 15 or 20 minutes. We will also have one slide dedicated to short-term roadmap. Before I start, just a reminder that we have Q&A at the end of the session, so feel free to save your questions. I'll be happy to answer as much as possible. Obviously, the time is limited, so if we don't cover everything, I apologize for it, but I will mail you rest of the answers after the webinar. And we will start with the self-managed mode. This is a slightly easy topic, and this is related with Safetica HUB, which you see on the screen. Just quickly, some of you who know Safetica NXT already, this is still MSP ready solution. So, primarily aimed on MSP partners, but we always wanted to change that, right? So, sell Safetica NXT in a much broader area, especially through our own resellers. So having that option to put especially larger customers on their own and give them that additional security that they don't expose their own data to third parties actually necessary. So we have developed the feature which is allowing disconnection of deployed environment from central management. All things are happening in the Safetica Hub. The actual deployment of new environment didn't change, right? This is still the same. So you basically need to use the registration form deploy environment. This is by default managed. So you still have that connection with the customer's environment, which is actually kind of beneficial because, it's actually better if you guide the customer who's supposed to be self-managed through the trial, help them to, hop on the top values and understand how it works. And then at a certain point of time, basically, disconnect customer from the central management and put them on their own. The actual disconnection is handled by a feature which is within the customer detail. We made it in red because the actual disconnection process is not revertible, so it should be used with caution. Obviously, we are able to put it back, but this is only via Safetica internal teams assistance. So again, it should be used wisely. Obviously, we have some KB articles for it, so you can read through and find out what it means. Physically, once you process the request, it will end up like this. So you can see this one tenant is in self-managed mode. I don't getting any data from the environment, but I can still see that that client is within my network. And obviously, I'm not allowed to access his environment. So that was quickly a nutshell about self-managed mode. As I said, you can prepare your questions. I'll be happy to answer broader details. And now let's talk about the other feature that's going to be slightly more complicated, and we'll do some physical tests as well, and that's our protection mode and dynamic DLP. I think it would be fair to start with explanation of word dynamic, because this is kind of important. This is we call it dynamic DLP because we have dynamic workspace in the product, and the protection mode is something which should protect this dynamic workspace primarily. In Safetica NXT, this is represented by this module called workspace. And as you can see, currently we're covering 3 channels. The technical bases are that we're basically having smart scanning process, which is running behind the scene automatically, during the time, and dynamically we're basically building the digital customer's workspace for you and maintain it as you go further. So you don't really have to put your own know-how only in there, but you can rely on the automated process only. But obviously, on the other way, you can also do some manual adjustments as well. The protection mode, as I said, is created to basically monitor and protect this digital safe workspace. And right now, let's look how we handle that. So first of all, we didn't want to overcomplicate things because still we want to comply with the fact that Safetica NXT should be as easy as possible with minimal maintenance. So we have decided to reuse for protection mode our existing module, which is right now still called detection rules. So first, I think we're gonna see is that this is gonna change on protection rules, where you're gonna maintain all your DLP policies, together with all prevention policies, and basically you're gonna handle the priorities within one list. But you're also gonna get the information what's the actual impact of created rule. The rule creation is quite simplified. As you can see, we are still using the binary advancing, so you don't have to specify risk in 3-level classification, but in simple good and bad. But for high risk, you have newly option to specify the actual policy, or we call it result. What's going to be the impact of that created rule? So you have 3 options. Something we have actually right now available, that's the silent pure recording. But there is also a notification mode, which is reminding users that they are doing something which is considered as risky, but they can still decide to go further. And there is also full blocking mode, which is completely stopping user to do that particular event. The actual criteria for creating rules are handled in through those 3 attributes. There is obviously option to select what type of data you want to aim with the created rule from context perspective. Plus, obviously, we are involving our sensitive data module, so you can either use our predefined data categories, or if you create your own, they will obviously populate here and you can use them. The 4th step is representing channel. So you specify through which channel the data goes out. And here comes the support for dynamic workspace. As I showed you, we have currently 3 channels covered. So let's pick one of them. And as you can see, we are getting additional attribute here with the switcher. The whole thing works the way that if you leave it off, it basically means that you are creating the rule for the whole channel. If you turn it on, in case of high risk, you're limiting the rule on the part of the workspace which is unknown to you, or it's considered as unsafe. So not for the whole channel. The another plus side is that if you use this additional feature, the rule is basically getting optimized in time, because as I showed you previously, the workspace is being monitored by our smart engine automatically and dynamically, and all the rules created for it are therefore dynamically updated as well. So it's definitely great feature to use. So that was it in a nutshell about the rule settings. Obviously, anything we either record or notify or block, we auditing. So you can find outcomes in the audit log. For that one, we have added new column called result, where you're basically gonna see for every single event what was the actual used result or policy. For blocking mode, you're gonna see this red icon, obviously with information which rule exactly made that happen. And you can find also all those details within the export. So right now, I'll show you some physical actions. For that one, I need to use my testing environment, where I have one endpoint deployed. Before we do the test, just quickly, how is my workspace looking? As you can see, I'm having 4 USB keys involved within the perimeter. One is transferred manually by myself into the safe workspace. In web channel, we have 6 domains, and I have decided to keep in the safe workspace our internal knowledge base, Safetica Atlassian Net. And in email, obviously, I'm considering safe the safetica.com domain. My protection rules. So for those, I have decided to keep our built-in whitelisting rules. So I don't care right now if audio files and video files and stuff like that are leaving the company, but I'm having some restrictions and some notifications created on the bottom of it. So let's look on those 3 rules one by one. This one is aimed on email channel. I basically want to have under control what is leaving or what is communicating via email channel, which is heavily used within the company. I don't want to completely block if something happens in terms of GDPR and sensitive data, but I want to be informed, and I want to inform users that they are most probably handling something which could be potentially sensitive. So this rule is boosted by our predefined category personal data, where I also added some my own data definitions, which are like emphasizing the actual result. And as you can see, I'm not using the save workspace. I want to basically cover the whole channel. The other rule is aimed on the web uploads. In this case, I'm not really interested about what's happening within my Safe workspace. So on that domain Atlassian.net, but anywhere else, I want to notify users if they do some upload. And the last one is quite usual, I think, full blocking of USB keys. I have internal policy that no USB keys are used whatsoever for transferring company data or any data, so I'm completely locking that channel. So let's test all those 3 rules also with regards to this whitelisting process. So I can start with the first one. I can try to transfer send some file via email, and let's see what happens. For the test, I'm gonna use one file where it's my own tax ID, so it's definitely production, and it's personal information, definitely shielded by GDPR. For that one, I had to create my own rule within the sensitive data. So just quickly, I can show you how the rule looks like, or the definition. It's right here. As you can see, I'm using the regular expression for check VAT ID. And in this case, it should stop me because the client will scan the file, and the rule will become effective. So as you can see, I'm getting notified. Obviously, right now I can decide if I want to go further. If I do it, we're recording the event. If I cancel, we do nothing. The other case is about web uploads, so we can try that one. First of all, I can use our Safe digital workspace, Confluence, our knowledge base, and try to upload some files there. So in this case, it shouldn't stop me. So for example, this file, yes, as you can see, upload went well. And if I'm gonna use anything else, for example, my Gmail account, and I'll try to send some email with attachment. Okay, for example, this invoice file, open, yeah, hop, and it's again getting me notified that I'm handling something which could be considered as risky. I can try the whitelisting rule as well. So let's upload some picture, for example, and this should be uploaded perfectly. As you can see, my whitelisting rule is working. And last case to demonstrate is the full blocking. For that one, I'm using my USB key, which is considered as safe. It's kept within the safe workspace, but as I told you, my protection rule for USB channel is completely for the whole channel, so I don't really care which key is involved. So I can try to transfer some file. You can see that this is blocking me completely. On the other way, again, I can try to use the picture which is whitelisted, and this one is transferred without any notification. So that's in a nutshell about the protection mode. Again, as I said, if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer. And let's follow up with the short roadmap plan. Before I do that, just quickly, what I presented is still not released, but it's getting really close. We're gonna do it next week on Tuesday, January 25th. So please stay tuned. It will obviously be supported by complete release notes, changelog, and be also amending all our documentation. Marek will talk about it in a few minutes. Short-term plan. Well, we're gonna definitely handle or tackle both domains. So not only values but also operation. In case of values, right now we are releasing our protection mode and dynamic DLP first version. This is obviously just the beginning. We have still some plans for Q1, which are really interesting. Here are some of them. Definitely localization. Create better experience for end users. So it basically the populated messages will be localized in the system language. And we would like to introduce a justify mode. This is like a light version of full blocking solution where user might override that blocking rule in case that he justifies why he wants to do that. Along with that one, we want to continually optimize our smart scanning process and digital workspace by adding additional channels. As you saw so far, we are covering 3 channels. We want to definitely cover rest of it. So most probably we're gonna cover clouds, but this is still being discussed. And we are preparing nice changes for risk classification. This is currently represented by our user module. There should be at the end of the Q1, full detail for every user with additional information how we calculated the actual risk. Last 2 bullet points are about communication. The response area. This is divided on 2 bits. One is about internal communication, so moments where you're using the console and we tell you that something interesting happening. So we want to basically introduce first version of in-application alerts, and obviously do really nice adjustments of dashboard. This is coming quite soon. We are having quite nice design for it, especially to boost the workspace modules. So far we don't have any widgets there yet, but this is actually quite important, especially if we want to support our new protection mode. And the other bit for about response area is about external communication. As you know, we have already some alerts and 1 weekly report. This is all gonna be boosted from the content perspective, especially again with regards to our digital workspace. So communicating the actual increments and basically help admin to quickly hop on and double check what's happening within the digital workspace and possibly shuffle some stuff manually. Operation changes, that's gonna be also big topic for us, especially the first bullet point. We have bigger clients coming in, definitely over 200 endpoints. So be planning lots of small and bigger changes during the Q1. More or less, it's gonna be in every release. Also performance that's kind of connected with bigger clients. Obviously, the demand on cloud will be bigger, so we want to optimize certain things and put additional controls into the process. And the last bit is about billing process. Basically, from the beginning of trial till successful conversion to pro, we be having some plans to automate certain things, make it as painless as possible, not only for resellers but also for our internal teams. So that was quickly about Q1. Lots of plans. So I'm definitely excited about that. That's everything I wanted to say. If you have any questions, as I said, like save it for the Q&A. I'll be happy to answer. And I'm passing word back to Marek.
Okay, thank you, David. I'm just take the presenting back. So hopefully you can see my screen.
Yep, I can see it.
Okay, so like David said, the dynamic DLP and Safetica NXT is going to be released on 25th of January, and together with this we are releasing the knowledge support. This means that on our brand cloud we will have updated Safetica NXT documentations like sales point cheat sheet, data sheet, and trial one pager. We will also have we will also update our knowledge base and our e-learning course. So now it's time to share this news with your customers, and if you need more detailed explanation or tailored demo according to your needs, you have two options. You can book the next demo on safetica.com or just ask your Safetica business channel manager about the Safetica NXT demo and they will process it. And now it's time for your questions which you send us.
Okay, we don't have that many questions, but it doesn't matter. You can also send us or mail us questions later after the webinar if they come up. I can take it from the top, Marek. I think it's mostly about the product. So first one from Milan. In case of notification, can you manually adjust the message, or is it standard? Well, currently we're using standard. I don't know if you know Safetica One. This is basically the same thing because we are using the same client. As I mentioned in the short roadmap, we want to obviously do the localization. That's logical first step. But also some partners and clients consider that the messaging should be somehow logged or didn't display it. So we most probably gonna allow some configuration for it as well, and you might decide if the pop-ups will happen at all or not. But the actual messaging and the look and feel, this is so far not planned. Can we add more destinations? I believe this is about the support of destination types or channels for the protection rules. Well, this is kind of complicated question. I can send you the complete comparison between Safetica One and Safetica NXT. I can say that in Safetica NXT we cover all important destinations or channels. I didn't show the list during the demo, but if you try it yourself, you will see that there is basically everything which is available in Safetica One. There are some, let's say, special cases. Those will be added as we go further. Yeah, but as I said, that the majority is covered already. The only change, the primary changes we're planning so far is to cover all the channels within our dynamic workspace. So far we're covering 3, and we want to cover all for our channels we have currently available. So basically have the dynamicity everywhere. What does recording do? Is it tracing of email destination? Well, yeah, recording, that's in another word, this is logging. So basically we don't, there is not any impact on the actual station where is user handling that event. The only thing he might see is the content scanning pop-up, but there is no any pop-up which is telling you or telling him or her that the event is problematic. So it's like silent logging basically. Do you have a full Mac support on DLP features as well? Will feature updates on DLP features will also include Mac users? Yeah, this is good question. I didn't show it during the demo. Mac OS is currently supporting only like pure auditing, protection rules are currently not available for it. But good message is that we are having our Mac team, working on it. So they have some plans for Q1. There are some prerequisites, obviously, but it's gonna come definitely either this quarter or next quarter. Depends on how we're gonna handle certain prerequisites which are necessary to do that. But Mac is definitely important for us, and we want to have protection mode covered on that platform as well. That's for granted. And last question, what about Active Directory synchronization? When do you think it will be added? Well, good question, Chihan. I'm not sure this is related to operation. The truth is that as you saw the modal window for protection rules, we currently have criteria aimed on what type of data I want to protect and what's the channel. There should be actually the fifth step where you're gonna tell who should be involved. So either which endpoint or which user. So we would like to involve some kind of user tree there. For that one, AD synchronization would be probably quite beneficial. So I won't lie if I say this is going to happen at the certain point of time this year, but we don't have any ETA yet for it. So this is still being discussed. And some new questions coming in. Will the performance of Safetica NXT be increased in the future? Well, yeah, we'll probably need slightly better, broader context. So Clayton, we can discuss that via email. I need to have additional information for it. Can we get next partner trial license? What is the process? That's for Marek, so he can tell you later. Assuming I add web in destination, can I add email on the same policy? Good question. Yeah, this is another change, user experience one, which will be most probably delivered this quarter. So in all those configuration attributes will be allowed multi-select. So obviously we'll be able to create, like more broader, complicated rules. It's gonna be actually, easier with that one. So this is on the way. If we choose self-manage client hub, will there be any possibility to add any user? Yeah, I think this might be for Marek as well. And there is one question for Clayton. Yeah, I think we can handle that one as well via email. So Marku, do you have anything from your end, any business related questions?
Yeah, about the next trial license, can get your trial license. Just let me know in the email and we will process it. It's not a problem. And from the business side, I think it's all. So I think these are all questions for this. If you have any additional questions, just let us know via the email and we will, of course, answer it. No problem. So I think for today, it's all. Thank you. And thank you for our questions. And have a nice day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.